So today, Thursday, it'll be a short stream today. Am I even online? Oh, apparently I am. Wait, am I? I better be. Just now? You missed my brilliant intro. Oh, this doesn't count. This technically doesn't count. This bearded dude. Yeah, I was saying earlier I look like an unkempt hobo. So it'll be a short stream today. Adam just wants to make sure. Let me go get this thing. Okay, Adam just wants to make sure that the majority of the load time, or at least, I don't know, that at least some of the load time optimizations will be online for tomorrow. And yeah, I got a haircut. You're technically the first person to mention that and not just the hair command. So there's your 3 points. I know EJ and Hideo think they're the first, but they just use the command. Yeah, hey everybody. I made it better. This is just gonna keep evolving. Alright, let's take a look at something. There, alright. No, Botland is not online today. Yeah, so yesterday we had 500 games that were played. Today we're going to have 0 games that are played because we are going to pick up where we left off, which is here. I need to clean up and check the code in. Okay, I guess so. Alright, well that's good of you, Hideo. So it is currently 1 o'clock. Right now, on a typical weekday, I would have just been coming back from lunch, and I'd be here for about 4 hours. I don't know how long I'm going to be streaming for today. Did you host Botland on your machine? Do I host Botland? I host it on AWS normally, so it can be hosted on my machine, but I don't open that up to the public. Another aquarium? No, I am interested, J Bugsy. I care about all aspects of your life. You're the viewer that I care about most. I didn't want to say this in front of the other viewers, but it had to be done. So tell me about your aquarium. Let's turn this into an aquarium stream. Can everyone put in their favorite fish emotes? Yeah. Let's not talk about code today. What is that emote? Maybe it's a place. My dream is coming true. Yo, everyone else's dreams are getting dashed on the rocks. Thank you, Soul Sorcerers. At least someone's in the spirit. I should change my theme to a nice salmon color. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. And hey, one Alex. A fatality. I guess I'll be back tomorrow. No, EJ, come on. It's just a research stream. Let's get in the spirit here. Okay, so a lot of these were pretty minor changes. Oh, that shouldn't be there. Where's this from, antimatter tape? Did I get a haircut? Yeah, I did. Fish cake. What is that? All I want to do is really wrap up the work that I'd started yesterday. So if I get that done, then whatever. The rest of the day can just be a wash. Like how waves wash up on the beach, occasionally with fish. Can we talk about our favorite shells? Mine's seashell. I'm just I'm just rambling as I do this. Okay, bot podium. Let's take a look. This is even necessary. It's from your sign-in page. I see. Yes, that does not work. So this is necessary. I don't think it looks that derpy. Like, you probably wouldn't be able to stand up. Michelle. I have to admit that took me kind of a long time to get. Alright. Hey, DSTN. Hey, Techlico. Alright, keep on moving. Just gonna check this in eventually. We're gonna get there. We are gonna get there. Yeah, this wasn't too bad. This bug I need to fix on its own. The rest of this, yeah, the rest of this we'll check in afterward. Fix Webpack, fix less CSS name mangling. Turns out I'd reversed the condition, so I was mangling names in development as opposed to production. Hey, man, uncle. Quick serious question regarding today. You want to upload the images branch changes tomorrow, correct? Yeah, I'm thinking about that. Yeah. I was thinking maybe I could start the code splitting stuff today. I don't know how long it'll take though. Alright, so we go check this in. So if we check the commit history, we should see here, let's find out. We should see this. Bot images in the UI. So that's pretty much what we did. Render bot images correctly in the DOM. So I had switched to asynchronous functions in a previous commit, but I never updated the React code that renders base64 image data. I've now updated it, so all bot images in the UI should show up correctly. Hey, Andre. Glad Adam's feeling memey. Well, at least, wait, no, you didn't actually tell me the outcome of that. Did you fix the bug at the end of that Soul Sorcerers? Did you make the tortoise log command yet I gave you? No, Endor. So, you said it to me, and had today been a Man vs. To Do stream, then I probably would have tackled that today. But I didn't. And we'll write this over here. Make these into a command. All right, so we're looking good. So then this where I left off thing is pretty much done. This is done, this is done. Make sure Firefox can still drag blueprints. It wasn't even a bug. Had a DOM element overlapping the correct information the whole time. Oh man, that's the worst. Yeah, I actually spent a long time at one point trying to figure something out, and it turned out to be I had zoomed in on my browser. So imagine if everything looked like this, and I'm like, wait, what? Where in my application am I showing like giant text? And then I realized, oh, it's zoomed. Okay, so can we still drag blueprints? Yes, we can. What up? We can drag everything. Nice. Okay, cool. So it's done. Refactor ComposeBot to take in params. Have one of the params be use detailed. Pretty sure ComposeBot's done too. Yeah. Alright, so here are all the params we needed. Questioning your sanity while people sat and watched the slow undoings. Yeah, that's how I feel sometimes. Oops, there. You know, there's a productivity tip that says if something takes less than 2 minutes to do, just do it. I should probably do that. I should probably follow that, I mean. Okay, so now when we call in a ComposeBot, this needs to change. Also, so does the other ComposeBot sync and ComposeBot implementation. Yeah, all the callers of these are going to have to change. Change callers of ComposeBot, all versions. Say Sound of Gaming. Right, this should be good. ComposeBot sync, we do the same thing, params. Equals params. There. Yeah, no, I know Enduring. That's why I was saying I should probably just follow that. What in the world? Okay, so all the callers need to change. Can we get a ladder of just these in chat? How long am I going to be on today? I'm not sure. Probably not too long. I wanted to at least wrap up this commit. Then I'm debating maybe I'll play Secret of Mana or something. I don't know. Maybe I'll take a straw poll. Maybe I'll play Magic Carpet 2. Who knows? I mostly just I wanted to stream today. I want to make it a habit of getting at least something done every Thursday. And then after I get something done, I don't mind playing games. Today I followed your training. I've coded my first alert. I've not coded this yet. Oh man, that's not a good habit to get into. 24-hour stream confirmed. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. All right, so all ComposeBot callers. Where are we at with this ComposeBot thing? Here we go. You should do some coding challenges after you get your work done. No, I think if I get my work done, I don't want to do coding challenges. I feel like Botland is a coding challenge. Day 6. Star log. You jerks. Jerks. Yeah. My chat experience. This is the one time I ever allow this sort of thing. So you might as well get your kicks in now. Alright, we'll get all the stuff from this. Oh, Hideo won. H Zapper. Nice. Oh Okay, so close out of all these things. We need these parameters. Good. Yeah, perfect. All right, this one too. Never horizontally flip this image. Hey, Blueberry King. Yeah, there's no blueberry emote, so you're the Strawberry King today. So this would have worked had I typed this incorrectly. At least you tried. Can't say the beginning of that meme. Alright, rest of this looks good. Looks good. Yeah, in fact, we could just extend params there. That's probably what I should do. This is the cosmetics combiner, which is just totally busted at this point. I'm gonna have to change it. Any other ones? No, that's it. Okay, so it's just the ones between these files that I need to worry about now, and whatever I screwed up here. Oh, they're constant, so you can't change that. Base head sprite name equals. Yeah. I guess those need to be made into lets. Oh, and this is going to need to be done in 2 different places, right? Yes. That's tedious. You know, maybe this is cathartic. Where's... Yeah, maybe I need to let everyone just get it out of their systems. And it might as well be on a short stream day, huh? Just spam the bejesus out of chat. Okay. Now we do this and this. And we should finally have this building. Yeah, there it goes. What are these characters anyway? What? Is that considered a bad word? You cannot time out the broadcaster. I've never tried doing that. Okay. So yeah, this needs to be modified. String modification doesn't work that way. You could just leave this as is. Botland Force Arena. Am I gonna get any work done? Apparently, because everything's working. Nice. Okay, so let's go revert this. I don't want this immediately login nonsense. There. No, what? What? How come you don't have your sword anymore? Did that really happen? /mod. Wow. If you time out a moderator, does it demod them? Okay, well, the rest of this looks like it's working pretty much fine. Yeah. We should be using the detailed images here. I'm just not doing that yet. I might as well write that down eventually. I don't think it's worth doing now, though. I'm not going to do this. Taking the images. Figure out what to do when fetching a sprite sheet fails. Yeah, right now I have no handler there. Oh, I did. Hideo. Wait, it doesn't seem to show up for me. Yeah. You're done with what sound of gaming? Done watching the stream? Just throw your hands up in the air. You've been defeated. So we want to say get or download sprite sheet. If this fails though, I guess at the very least we want to print out an error. I never use the logger here. Logger.error failed to load sprite sheet. We gotta print out what the name is. Oh, just done with the symbols? Okay. So in this particular case, if this ever happens, it means maybe we should try again at some point. Yeah, I guess. So I don't know why this would ever happen, but the user could just try fetching sprite sheets again. Perhaps by refreshing. Yeah, okay, let's check that in. So I refactored this to take in params. I don't really think this helped too much. Yeah, because the goal should be to pass around those params afterward. You know what I could do? Could do this. I could just modify these directly in params and then use them from there, and then pass all of the params on to the next function. Because it's what? Pixie wrapper, primary color. No, we don't even need those. Alright, I don't know. I don't think there's a point in doing this. But it's been done, so there. So yeah. Refactor some code. This is a minor refactor to make certain functions take in params instead of a million. Got all the tickets paid off for my accident. Only to find out you have to pay another $2,000 to be able to register vehicles now? Yeah, what? Why is that the case? Alright, so these, I think I started to write this up here. So this is done. Yeah, it's these things. Noon for lunch. Someone explain Git in a nutshell to me? I still don't really know what it's used for. Yeah, so Git is a repository software basically. So what it does is you can commit and check in files to this repository and anyway, you do this. And so by doing this, you get history, you get the ability to restore old versions, diff between your current version and the last one. You usually get a centralized repository. You get commands like branches and merging code with other people. So, all right, this doesn't maybe matter too much. So let me just explain kind of how this impacts something like Botland. So let's say all of my code was deleted off my hard drive right now. I just took this and I hit delete on my keyboard right now. What I could do is I could go clone the repository again, because all of this is backed up in a central location, which in my case is Bitbucket. If anyone else wanted to clone this and had the credentials, they could do that too. Now, let's say I made a change. I made a change to a file, and you see me do this every once in a while, where I'll make something like, oh yeah, this should just be 5. Let's just set it to 5. And then I'm like, wait a second, what happened here? So I go in and I check my history, and it's like, oh, this used to be default replay speed, and I changed it to 5. So this is called a diff here. Now let me see what's the difference between what I did and what's currently saved in my version control right now. Hey, Ari Fallon. So there are a lot of features it actually gives you. And let's say I didn't like that change, I could just say, no, revert it to what I had before. So there are a lot of nice things you get by version control and just centralized repositories. Hey, Drew. Okay. So specifying the right things to download. I guess we could just get all of the sprite sheets that have bot/arena in them. And this is something that I started to write in here. So what we'll do here is we'll just print out the name of each sprite sheet, stringify name. It'd be useful for making Android. It's useful for anything that is largely text-based that you're going to be modifying a lot. So let's say you were writing a novel even. It doesn't make as much sense for novels. I'm sure they have some kind of version history in novels. But you might be like, wait a second, I wrote the story a while ago and I had a certain paragraph in here, but I forgot what it was. You could use it for something like that. But yeah, any code in particular makes a lot of sense for, because your requirements change throughout writing your software. And it's good to know, wait, what is the code that I had before? How did this come to be that way? Who wrote this code? So when we connect, it downloads all of these. This is not helpful to us because we don't know what these contain. But the sprite sheet data is an output JSON. So yeah, we have the names and then we have sprites. I guess we know based on their IDs. Are we getting golden bots when we sub for X months? Are they golden at 6 months? I don't remember. Oh, nice, Dano. Yeah, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. I think that those notes are not that helpful, and you'll see me do a lot of different things in Sublime. So if you ever see me like, oh yeah, this function, this should be down here, and you're like, well, what? How did he just do that? Just feel free to ask me. And in particular, this thing I just did is alt up and down. Moves lines of code. I use it a lot of the time. I think what's daunting sometimes, and actually this is what I suggest doing to discover this stuff, just go to Preferences, Key Bindings, and just take a look through here sometime and be like, okay, I know what copy and paste are, but what is soft undo? And try it out and see what it does, or look it up online. Same thing with some of this other stuff. You might be like, left delete, control shift backspace, and you're like, oh, let me try that out. That actually doesn't work. Interesting. It's overridden to me to select everything on the line. It doesn't actually delete it though. Shift backspace. Yeah, weird. Oh, it's because, oh, I know why. It's this file is read-only. That's why. Yeah. Okay. Never mind. Yeah. So try it out, but try it out in the correct buffer. Hey, Alexander. Nice try. Hideo, did you overwrite the hair command? Where did this happen? Oh, hair was not sent because it's still on a cooldown. I see. I thought the nice try was... Yeah, alright. Okay, so we can examine the sprites to get all the ones that have arena artwork and then maybe tile sets as well. Because right now what's going on is we're downloading even the detailed artwork, which I believe is the first few sprite sheets here. Let's take a look. No, the first few are the lower res. It's all of the other ones that are higher res. And we don't want to download those. Is Sublime worth the $70? I think it's questionable now that there are some alternatives. You've got Atom, you've got VS Code, those are free. Atom is open source. I like Sublime. I paid money for it a while ago, but there weren't so many alternatives back then. Sublime is Nagware, so it's sort of free by default, but every 20 times you save, you'll get nagged about buying it. Okay, we need to examine the sprite data in here. Is sprite sheet necessary for Arena? Sprite sheet. What does this even take in? It goes through all the sprite sheets that we have in here. This shouldn't even be here. This should be in the, yeah, this shouldn't be here. So let's fix this. We'll put this in this file, which isn't like out of control yet, but it's on its way there. So we move that, we call this from here. Oh yeah, this is actually still part of this hack. This is what we're gonna change. So is sprite sheet necessary for Arena? We'll take in sprite sheet data and this, yeah. Odyssey in the console? Yeah, what Hideo said is right. So in this particular case, what we do is we go into the very first sprite that we have here. So this should work. Sprites equals data. That's not right. And then we'll just try that out. That didn't really work. We got to change this. Yeah, and this is never even called. So I need to do is this, if not is necessary, then just continue. Okay. Is there a newer reverser than the one linked in your blog? Deno, you should check out that update to my blog post. Reverser is something that I made just because I didn't know something existed already, but there's something that exists that's better than what I made. So you should use the thing that's better. I can link it to you. And I've been using it now for a couple of weeks, and I definitely like it better. So this, update February 16th. Yes, I've been using it for a week, I guess. But yeah, take a look at this. And this works the same way, mostly the same way. So yeah, I highly suggest that. And I can show you some of the words that I set mine up for. I could just B-paste this. And actually, I thought of a new one. I thought of this. Yeah. This will expire in a day, so you might want to just copy paste it somewhere if you might want it. All right, let's refresh. Try this out. So we log in, it goes into here, we get sprites, we go into any of these sprites and we check their ID. Yep. Well, let's do first sprite. That way this is deterministic. And Perry. So if the first sprite const ID equals first sprite.id, if the first sprite doesn't exist, we have a problem here. Found a sprite sheet with no sprites. There we go. And then here's where we can start to handle this. NVIDIA drivers, wow. So if id.match, how do we want to do this exactly? So I think bots/arena, anything that's arena artwork, and then anything that's a tile set also for right now. So if id.match bots, I don't really want to do it that way. Yeah, no problem, Dana. Let me try this. Require Lodash a equals bots/arena/hello world.png. They have some string functions in Lodash. I just need to figure out what they are. Yeah, I guess I could just use index of. Yeah, well, actually starts with is probably better. So if starts with ID, we could do .2 lowercase. Is that the name of the function here? 2 lowercase, yeah. So if ID starts with bots arena, then return true. Or if it starts with tile sets. And that's it. That should work. That should be everything. So now, before what we did is we downloaded, wait for it. It didn't print out. Oh, I never returned true. Well, anyway, before we did is we downloaded everything. Now what's going to happen is we'll just download the ones that are necessary for the arena. So when we log in, yeah, we downloaded 6 sprite sheets. That's great. We don't even need those 6. We can make this better because these 3, we only really need this one for right now. In fact, we could just hard code that for right now and then eventually change it. And then here what we'll say is let count equals 0, count plus plus. Might be worth setting up a reverser pair for apostrophe and backtick. Yeah, that's a good suggestion. I have it set up right now for apostrophe and quotation marks though. And I'm not sure which one I use more frequently. But it's a good thought. I should at least consider that. I wonder if it's better to have the counts or just the names of the ones that we're downloading. I think it's probably better to have the names because from that we can get the counts. So we'll say counts names to download equals this. Then we'll say names to download dot push name. Then we'll do the actual downloading here. For each names to download name. Actually, it's not even that, is it? It's the image name that we want. And either way, this wouldn't work. Yeah, whatever. Let's do it this way. So fine. So I'll just say logger.info downloading the following count equals size names to download. All names equals, or names as string equals names to download dot join, comma. So downloading the following count sprite sheets. Perfect. Oh, you can use 3 possibilities. That's true. Yeah, you guys are right. Yeah, I'm not sure whether I want to do that. We could try it out. I'll just set it. Where are you, single quotes? Here. I don't know what order it should be in. Probably this order. So switch between apostrophe, backtick, and quotation marks. So just like that now we should be able to swap. Yeah. Alright, well thank you guys. I will try that out. And now we should get a nice little message that prints out saying how many spreadsheets we're downloading. Unless you screw up the syntax of something, then nothing works. Count plus plus. Delete. So you connect and it says downloading the following 4 spreadsheets. Botland, Botland 2, Botland 3, Botland 16. So those are these 4. Oh, and also we need Botland 13 and 14 and 15. Okay, we need all the ones that have miscellaneous effects. So I was wrong about that. Yeah, because these have things like reflect and the nope arrow, or X that's on an arrow. Yeah, so how do those look? I think it's just misc slash, yeah. So, well, I'll comment this at the end. Let's try this out though. Now it should download an extra 3. So it'll download 7 total, I think. Yeah, 7. Okay, so let's take a look, make sure those are all correct. So we have 1, 2, 3, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, so it's all of those. And how much does that account for space-wise? So this size column is what I'm interested in seeing. Let's total it all up. I just want to see 68, 97, 78, 24, 560. 560 kilobytes. Why? And that's only 6 of them. Where's the 7th? What? It said downloading 7. 1, 2, 3, 13, 14, 15, 16. There's one. Where's 2? Huh, strange. Yeah, I don't see 2 here. Oh, it must have already been downloaded for showing. Okay, I see. Hey, Jindy. And yeah, new haircut. Okay, so it's 1 megabyte that it's got to download. But there's an issue here. And that issue is, why is this file gigantic? I think it's just that it doesn't compress very well. Also, this should have been sent gzipped. I sure hope. Content length. I don't see gzipping here. Strange. Oh, yeah, there it is. Accept encoding gzip. But I don't think it actually gzipped it. That is peculiar. Hey, Echo. Hey, Tritus. What happens if we do gzip this image? It goes from 560 down to 556. Okay, so that's why. The web server probably determined that there's nothing to save by gzipping this. In fact, there's probably nothing to save from almost any of these by gzipping them. Yep. Yeah, because they were already compressed. So this is just a very large image for some reason. It's not that much larger than the other ones, to be honest. I think it has to do with how many colors are used, because these can compress pretty easily. And yeah, this one compresses to almost nothing. So it's just this one. Yeah, okay, that's fine. And yeah, Echo, game's looking good. Do you planning on adding in lots of cool power-ups? Because I think what makes space shooters fun is either having tons of bullets to dodge or having tons of cool weapons to use. Alright, well this does greatly simplify how many things you have to download. Returns true if the specified spreadsheet data is necessary. I think this is pretty obvious actually what this does. So ensures that enough spreadsheets are downloaded to be able to enter the arena. This is a bit hacky for now. So we want all of the arena level, we want all of the bots. Why not have a flag in the sprite info instead of magical string comparison? Yeah, I think that would eventually be a good thing to do, but I need to put that at the sprite sheet level. And even then, I need to improve this logic in the future. So for now, I think this is just what I'm going to do. We'll see how well this works and everything. I will write that down though. And what you're saying is definitely correct, Kazuni. Kazoon. You should tell me how to pronounce your name. So eventually, the sprite sheet data itself should know what kind of sprites are on it. I'm trying to spend it all in one place. We want all miscellaneous graphics, explosions, zapper, reflect, etc. And we want the required tile sets. Okay, cool. So this looks good. I guess since we're iterating over all of these anyway, we can just use a for each. This dot's for sprite sheet data. That way we don't need these two lines. There. Did you look at my botland clone? I thought it was the space shooter you were talking about and it was just a joke. Was there actually a different video that I should have looked at? And hey, Mr. O to the P. Okay, the rest of this is fine. So as far as when we download them, so this is the first thing. You need to specify the ones, yeah. And this needs to be done before anything else works. So we need to wait for this to finish. Right after you've logged in, so you're going to need it anyway. Make sure they're loaded by the time we get to the arena. Yeah, so this can't be done here. Authenticate to account server. While that's happening, we can also reach out to S3. Register new account, authenticate. This should return a promise. I didn't even think about this, did I? Yeah, that's my bad. Get or download sprite sheet returns a promise, and we're just not doing anything with it. Yep, well, my bad. Promises equals this. Promise equals this. Promises.push promise. Return promise.all promises. Return a promise. Echo. A promise that will resolve when all of the sprite sheets have been loaded. This is necessary so that we can have the arena just load sprites synchronously, since we'll know that they've been downloaded. So return this and then do this again. The only thing I wonder about is how long will this take? I guess Chrome has throttling built in, right? So if I just set this to something like regular 3G, this should take about a second to log in then, right? So if I refresh the page, it's downloading all the code. This is like on a cell phone network right now. And yeah, Sound of Gaining, Endure linked in the monetization document. Oh, this is super slow. This should only be 5 megabytes. Why is it taking so long? That should take about 5 seconds to do. What is going on? I don't know if you can't see this. Let me move this over here. It's, oh wait, did I pick the wrong thing? Okay, no, I don't know what this means. It says 750. Oh, this is download and this is upload. But this can't be right. Oh no, never mind. This is kilobits per second. And I'm downloading megabytes, so I actually, yeah, I see what's going on. Yeah. Okay, so this will just take forever, huh? You gotta get to like that. Let's turn off the throttling for a second, or at least bump it up for a bit. Yeah, so now this is downloading a little bit faster, and it would only be 5 megabytes on production. So then that's almost done, and then it loads the whole page. Okay, so let's kick it back to just good 3G. And let's click connect and see what happens. Yeah, not bad. It downloaded the remaining sprite sheets, or at least it's in the process of downloading them. So what happens if we do all that again, but this time, so we set this to Wi-Fi. Man, it'd be nice if we could see that from over here. All right, now we're going to throttle it to basically nothing, and we're going to try to log in and see what happens. So we hit connect. It hits up the APIs that we need just to log in. That takes forever. This is because of the ping, actually. It's half a second to go through any of these things. You get the battle log, we're finally logged in. And now we start trying to fetch the images. So some of these will just take a very long time. And even loading the fonts from the material design page, that's apparently taking a long time too. But if I try clicking this, yeah, this is too bad. Yeah, IFO, I think that's a good idea. And hey, all right, this did not work. Yeah, this didn't work. We shouldn't even be on the main page until that's done, I thought. Man, hey banana. I'm not totally sure what I'm doing wrong right now. So we get all of these promises, we collect them up, we only return from here when all of this is done. So let me just put some console logs here, ensuring that we have downloaded all sprite sheets, and then here we say we are done downloading all sprite sheets. Alright, so let's try it out. Okay, so now we throttle it to a crazy extent. We hit connect. It says at some point that we're downloading the sprite sheets. Yeah, so ensuring that we've downloaded them, but we haven't actually downloaded them all yet. But at this point, the UI is already showing, so it looks like we can interact with the page, but we can't until the download's finished. Yeah, and it's slowly in the process of, it's gonna download. And then when it's finally done, yeah, it says that we're done. Okay, so we should just change this so that before we switch pages, here it is. Set login view is showing false. Let's not do this until, well, we should have some kind of loading page probably. But that's, I think, what should go here. So let's try that. Now at least you won't be able to click anything or do anything until you're finally done loading everything. Let's try it. No throttling. That's fine. Now we turn on throttling. So I hit the connect button. It won't actually go to the next page. So we're totally done with this. No, it's still doing that. Oh, what am I doing wrong? Noob, I'm not sure if I'm going to be using a loading page yet exactly. It all depends on how long this takes the average person to log in. Also, if you're just sitting on the login page, I guess it's okay for us to start downloading more images at that time. How will I handle internationalization? It won't be necessary for me to even handle it if the game isn't popular. So it's something I'm just not doing yet. Huh. Okay, let's bring it on back. Let's look at Redux and find out what's happening here. When I hit connect, we immediately set login view is showing to false. And then location change to the news page. What does that? Alright, yeah, thank you, noob. Aha. Get user details. Oh, I see. Get rid of the login bot image so that we're no longer taking memory for an image we're not going to show. So wait, if your account was invalid, what do we do? I guess it's when we throw an error. You were banned from Botland, or you haven't registered, I guess. Or your account has been unverified. Yeah, this is a bad idea then, this stuff. The game has that program your bots idea can be popular. Yeah, I think it can be. I think it comes down to marketing and what people's perception of it is. Then I think it comes down to just, is progression set up well? I think it has potential now, definitely. And I think a lot of that will be realized in the next couple of months. I might spend all of tomorrow just working on the UI to try to make this more approachable. Because, yeah, right now there's a lot of bugs with this stuff, and it's not necessarily the best. Okay, I kind of want to change this stuff around. Check account validity should really be in its own spot. And name and password, like, why do we need this again? We probably don't even use this, do we? Well, we don't use the password here, so let's get rid of that. And the name really, honestly, should have already been saved, right? Yeah, I think I want to change this around. If your account's invalid, we should just stop there. What calls into this? Register new account. Change password. This is probably just login calls into this. Yeah, on connect. So a bunch of different things call into that. Alright, I think I can see how to change this. So currently, authenticate to account server. Fetches your token. And then checks your account validity. And if that's invalid, we pop up a dialog. So I guess we need to throw this error again. Otherwise we can't chain off of this. So I'll need to test what happens when we try logging in under a banned account or unverified account. Nice, the volley. So account was valid. Your account has to be valid at this point. Yeah. Because otherwise we're going to throw an error. If utility exists, if it's... This never even gets set to true. Oh, only in the case of an error. Okay, let's get rid of this, because I don't think it's necessary. Hey, Zahami. Zahami, thanks for taking that clip yesterday about my botcoin changing. That was pretty helpful. I haven't looked into the bug yet. So what does get user details do? Generating your rewards, delete temp objects. Dispatch these things, that's all fine. Fetch script. Ah, and then it switches to the news page. Okay, I see what's going on then. Yeah, we don't want to switch to the news page until we've loaded everything. So where does this get called from? Oh, thank goodness. Okay, so this isn't too bad. We just don't want to do this here. This should all just be somewhere else. There. So once sprite sheets are done loading, we just put this block here and we're good. Okay. Hey Digite. How does the flow of that work? The then chains? Where do those return values go? So in general, you have a function that returns a promise. So let's say asynchronously return 5. So you would return promise.delay 500 dot then return 5. So where these go is you might say something like, okay, this is going to continue at some point in the future. So let's call this, and then after that, we're going to get a result. And we might say something like, so hopefully this makes it a little bit clearer. Returning from a promise just passes it into the argument to the next chain in that promise. What was this return null? I think it was to fix a warning from Bluebird. It shouldn't be necessary, but I'm going to leave it there for now. So yeah, hopefully this is a little bit clearer, Blueberry King. And if you want me to show you a little bit more explicitly, I could say test promise. We could just delete this whole thing. So we run the main command, and after 500 milliseconds, it prints out 11. So it works pretty much how you'd think. We asynchronously return 5, so half a second in the future, we return 5. That's passed in as the result. We add it to 6 to get 11, and we print out 11. Immersion. Okay, let's try this out. Yeah, so it appears to be working the same way, but it's actually working differently. We turn throttling back on, and now we hit connect. The bots kiss. We wait until we've downloaded all the images. So this is really the loading page. And then once we're done downloading all those images, this is probably going to take forever with this throttling, so let's speed it up a little bit. Speed it up a little bit more. There. That's when it works. Thanks, Zavali. Oh, fine. Hideo didn't have to help you. There's your point back. Had I just waited an extra second, Hideo would have typed it out. Okay, so let's try getting rid of this. And let's also turn off the throttling altogether. Let's refresh the page and see if there's anything weird that happens here. No, it looks like everything's kind of fine. Yeah, I don't think that return null is necessary. Hey, Zenkro. Okay, so let's try logging in under a banned account. I don't even know how to do this. I've never banned an account before. There's some account status. DB constants, info constants. I don't know where this is. Ah, there it is banned 2. So select account status, name from users. Update users, set account status equals 2, where ID equals 1. Now logging in as Adam1 should be banned. Hey, Olo. You were banned from Botland. So it turns into an unhandled rejection, though. That's not great. I just want to handle this error like 3 different times. Excuse me. Yeah, I see. So this is coming from logins on Connect, and there is no error handler. I don't think I care too much about what prints out to your console in these cases. Like, you were banned from Botland. Okay, fine. So there's one other case we need to test, and that's email not verified. Email not verified is something you can actually affect. Ooh, that didn't screw anything up. Oh, I think I know why. Yeah, account validation threshold. What is this set to? I think I set it to infinite. I set it to 300 days instead of 3 days. So let's set it to just 0 days. And then restart the account server. And then try logging in. Hey, Macy. Yeah, that's totally wrong. And it logged us in anyway. So yeah, totally wrong. Your account has been unverified for too long. You need to verify your account's email address before you can play Botland. Yeah, it actually went to the right page. And no, Avali, I didn't do that. Threshold? Oh man, nice. Nice catch. We name this everywhere. So how do we do this? Store.dispatch. It's never thrown as an error, so we go into the then. Yeah, we don't want to show this anyway. Yeah, oh man. Yeah, we gotta change how all this works. It's the S hold. Yeah, fine. We need the code that I had here before. And then I think we'll just change this a little bit. So let account was valid equals true. I guess we had another line here. Good. Cool, so that's now the same. Then here we set account was valid to false because we got an error. And this showed up beneath the logger.error call. You had it set up to if it did the email limit people. Oh yeah, no, Digite, I remember that. I was just, yeah, I'm trying to get this to happen again. Like everything's in order now. I just need to figure out this dialogue. Is it possible to send a new verification email if the first one never arrived? Yeah, but I think I limit you on doing that. I'm pretty sure you can only have one new one sent every day. Because if it didn't work the first time, it's not going to work the second time. Isn't the unhandled exception? Yeah, it is, banana. Yeah, I added a new throw error here, so that's where it's coming from. That's fine. I'm just going to leave that way. And no, IFO, I think if you look up ergonomic mouse, you'll find the totally vertical ones that have buttons on them. Something like this. Your hand is positioned like this, and then you move it side to side, and you still click buttons. The trackball mice, you don't have to move the mouse at all. You just move the trackball on it. Alright, so account validity. Account was valid. So it starts off as true. So we only want to do all of the rest of this stuff. This is like you've logged in. Return, no, so if account was valid, return this dot finished logging in. No, darn it, it's not really finished though. There's get user details from account server. Although this only comes from here. I guess we could say authenticated. We could pass in your username too. So at this point we know for sure that your username must have been good, so we can persist it here. We could actually move this. We could do this even if the account wasn't valid. Really, what do we care if you logged in correctly or not? No, this is fine. That way this doesn't need to pass in a name. dbuser.name. Yeah, we're going to get it anyway. Hey, Winter Squirrel. Okay, so then finally return authenticated to account server, which is really get user details. Well, it's a whole bunch of things. So that's where all of this goes. Cool. There. So everything should be in order now. Let's try it out. So I log in. It says your account has been unverified for too long. You need to verify your account's email address, adam@madeup.com, before you can play Botland. If you can't find the link, you can have another one sent to you by clicking the button below. No, it is not possible to change your email address that's on record for now. So if we click resend link, I'm pretty sure, oh, that's not good. What happened here? Error running Ansible command. What? Version mismatch. Okay, I know what happened here. We're expecting a different version from what we got. Select star from game versions. 0.0.5, but it's not 0.0.5, it's 0.0.0. We should just wipe out the database. But here's what I can do. I can go set this to 0, 0, 0. Yeah, send. Except for that won't work until we start this up. Should star out emails like Google does. Yeah, I could consider that. The email shows up in so few places in Botland. Right now it's only on that screen. And I don't think it's a major issue. Alright, so we hit send on this. Perfect. Actually does not. This is missing something. Internal route here. This should be a variable that I can't find. Set expected game server version. Here it is, destroy replays and matches. So we'll set this to false over here and we'll save this. So now the expected version should be 000. So when we start this up again, this should have no problem accepting it. Perfect. Okay, next we start this up and we try one more time. So we click resend link and it says successfully sent activation email. So here's what this says. You just signed up for a Botland account and need to verify your email address by clicking this link. If this was not you, then please ignore this email. Have fun playing. So let's say we try logging in again. We haven't clicked the link, so it's still unverified. We click resend. It says error, perhaps this was done too recently. Wait a day and try again. Yeah, so I do rate limit you on this. That way you can't spam my email system. But if we go to this thing, localhost 3000 activate. So we go to this over here. It knows my account name. We have some hash here. Thanks for activating your account, Adam. Your account will no longer expire and you'll be able to make real money purchases. So now we should just be able to log in. Yeah, everything works fine. Okay, so that's the verification flow. That's all still working totally fine. Now we're going to try the banned flow again. So we're just going to ban my account and we're going to try to log in. You were banned from Botland. And that's it. Cool. Hypothetically, someone could log in as somebody else to find out their email. I guess I see what you're saying. It's this scenario, if I'm not mistaken you. I want to find out like Banana's email address. I use some means to find out Banana's Botland account, and then I have their email address. Like the scenario is I'll hack them through Botland to just get their email address. If that's a scenario, that's not something I'm really too concerned about. Because, yeah, I'm not too concerned about it. I see what you're saying, but I just don't think it's such a big deal. The way I'd have to prevent this too would be prevent the user from getting their own email address on file. There are easier ways of getting their email addresses. Well, it all depends on how easy it is to hack Botland. But yeah, I would generally say it is probably easier. Okay, so this is working. So I think we can check this in. Well, Kazoon, that's what Banana was suggesting. The issue is that I would need to change more than just rendering their email differently. Like, if I hacked your Botland account to get your email address, then I'm probably technically savvy enough to know that it might print out in the console or it might be saved somewhere in Redux. So for example, if I say debug main.debugstore.getState, JSON.stringify all of that. Okay, so here's everything, including whatever that nonsense is. What is this? Oh, login bot image. Oh my god, come on. Okay, so here's everything. We could probably find their email address in here. Yeah, so your email address does show up. And actually your password is saved in Redux too. I probably shouldn't do that. Where do you recommend I learn about writing automated tests for my code? I test my code by hand currently. I think the basics are pretty easy to learn. So in general, tests come down to there's a setup, there's an execution, and there's a cleanup. And almost any test framework is going to give you these things. So you might think about, like, let's say I'm testing Botland. My setup for a test may be like place a bot at 2.3, place an enemy bot at 3.4, and then my execution may be try to fire a missile from bot A to bot B, make sure bot B took damage, and then my cleanup would be like wipe out the arena. So here it is in English. And in order to do this in my tests, this is actually relatively easy. In fact, I kind of lump the setup into the execution for this particular thing, but you don't have to do that. So I'm doing this stuff using Mocha. Mocha has before all of your tests run, before an individual test runs, and then your actual test case. And then there's also after functions for these things. So that's it. That's really what the test framework gives you. And it gives you nice roll-ups and like naming and everything. So when I go to run the tests, and they're not all passing, but if I go to run the tests right now, you can see a really nice way of, well, wait for this to work. Yeah, you can see a really nice roll-up here. So it says 334 tests passing. I've got them grouped. You can see how long some of them take. This is some nice stuff that the test framework gives you that isn't necessary. You could just run your tests. So in general, I think just knowing those basics and then getting started with a test framework and whatever language you're using is probably fine. How long is the session active? What happens to a player being banned while playing? Yeah, I think if you're banned while playing, you'll be stopped from doing certain things. We could go verify that. So let's say this. We're going to set us back to account status 3. Is that even what I want to do? No, it was account status 0. Or 1. Oh god, I don't know. Account status 1 is valid. So we're going to set ourselves to valid here and we're going to log in. Probably doesn't even work. Oh, what's going on here? Okay, let's just log in as player 2. Alright, nothing's working anymore. I think it's because I made it always consider you be an invalid account now. Yeah, we need to go fix this. Account validation threshold will set to 1 day. Okay, let's try that out again now. So now we log in as Adam. It's still not working. Okay, I don't know how to do this. Select star from users where ID equals 1. What's our status? Where is account status? There, 1. So why can't I log in? Your account has been unverified for too long. Alright, let's figure out why that's happening. This is if email not verified is returned from the server, which is only returned here. If time since creation, if they haven't verified their email, email verified is not equal to 0. Oh, this doesn't sound good. Wait a second. What is this? Database constants. Oh God. Where is any of this used? Account validity. Validity. Okay, this seems silly. I didn't realize how this worked. There's another thing that I need to use, and it's here. So email verified is 1 bit shifted left twice, which is what, 4? So I need to set my account status to 5. And 5 means I can log in? Oh, yeah, that's it. Okay. Yeah. My bad. All right. Well, anyway, so here's what I was going to check now. Let's say you're playing the game, you click attack, you go play a game. Let's say we're done. I'm not going to really forfeit. And let's just say I played it. And now you get banned. So I'm going to update my status to is valid. It'll be set to 0. So we'll set this to 4. And now I try playing another game. It says your account is banned. So yeah, we can ban you as you're playing. But we can't stop everything, or we could stop everything, but there's no real reason to. So I think you're allowed to do some things from a banned account, like sell items. But that's because it doesn't really matter. I think you can't even buy item. Wait, can you buy stuff? Your account is not valid. Yeah. So you can't buy things. So banned accounts basically can't do anything. Hey, Owen. Why is the password saved? You don't even need to touch the password after the authentication request? Yeah, it's not supposed to be. That's why I'm going to change that. Clear the password out of Redux after logging in. I think we can just do that. All right, so it looks like everything's finally working. 403 should just redirect you back to the login page. I suppose you're right. Yeah. If you're F5, you can't log in, right? What, Hideo? F5. I think what you might be talking about is account status 5. So the flags are this. 1 is valid, 2 is admin, 4 is email verified. So they're just bit masks of this. So valid and email, well, valid, I guess, or email verified is equal to 5. Why don't instantly log out after banning? Yeah, that's what Kazoon just said, and that's what I think is probably a good idea. Oh, that's what you meant. Okay. Do you have garbage collection for banned accounts after X time? No, I don't. When you're banned and you reload, you can't log in anymore, right? Right, you're correct. +1 for log out as soon as possible. So all of that's great. Like, you should definitely be logged out, sure. But I think there's no form of session invalidation. So there's nothing stopping you from calling in the APIs. So here's the current flow. 1, you pass your name and password. Well, not you pass. You send your name and password to the account server. The account server gives you a token. 2, you can now call any API with that token. So things like sell item, buy item, find match, edit defense. So what happens when you're banned is that there's a flag set in your account, but your token is actually still valid. So probably the best way to do this in the future is to disable your token from working. That way none of these APIs will work. So 8 is banned. No, these are bit masks. And in case you're curious about how bit masks work, imagine a 4-digit binary number. So this is the flag. This is actually better to represent in like paint. So 0, 0, 0, 0. So this flag represents whether your account is valid. This flag represents whether your account is an admin. This flag represents whether it's email verified. So bit masking is just a way to store really many booleans in here for me. There are other things you can do with bit masking, but so what happens when you have an email verified validated account, this is set to 0101. So the reason why the number 5 is email verified and valid is because this is 2 to the 0, this is 2 to the 1, this is 2 to the 2, and this is 2 to the 3. So the expression is 0 times 2 to the 3rd plus 1 times 2 to the 2nd plus 0 times 2 to the 1st plus 1 times 2 to the 0. And if you type all this in, can I select this text again? Nope. Well, anyway, if you type this in, you get 1 plus 4, and that's 5. Wait, don't you have middleware verifying the token, which also should check if the account status is valid? Well, checking if the account status is valid involves reaching out to the database. Checking if the token is valid just involves some CPU time. So that's why I only check if the account status is valid on certain APIs. And that's why I said there are certain things you could do, like you could check what your scripts are on a banned account should you have a login token. That's fine. Like, it's not hurting anybody. But yeah, I should probably change this flow at some point in the future. So do I ever talk about invalidating sessions? Also, what is this? Hang on a second. I had this somewhere. I don't know where though. What flag does the 4th bit represent? Or was that just for the example? Yeah, that was just for the example. I only have three flags for right now. Are you a valid account, as in, have I banned you? Are you an admin, which I think means nothing right now, to be honest. And then have you verified your email address? I meant whether you use bit 8 for banned account, or do you just use 1 byte for the statuses? Yeah, so right now this is just, actually this is probably a 2 byte number or 4 byte number. I don't actually know, but I'm only using the lowest 3 bits. Okay. I think this should go here. When I'm finally invalidating tokens for banned accounts, I no longer need to check if an account is explicitly banned in middleware, since the token will cease to work, stop working, I'll say. And there's one other portion of this, yeah. If I ban a user while they're playing, we should kick them back to the login page. Hey Texio. Yeah, bit shifting is what you need to do, or just bit masking. So in this particular case, you have a number that's set to 0101, and you want to find out, hey, is this particular bit set? So I don't know if you learned about the like bitwise and bitwise or and those sorts of things, but the way you would do this is you would bitwise and this, and the way that bitwise and works is, so let's kind of draw this out like you draw out a multi-digit product or sum or something like that. So the way that bitwise AND works is it goes through all of these. You're going to have something that when both inputs are set to 1, the output will be 1. So if you remember your tables for this, bitwise AND, you have inputs 0, 0 gives you 0, 0, 1 gives you 0, 1, 0 gives you 0, and 1, 1 gives you 1. So this column is 0, this column is going to be 1, this is 0, and this is 0. So the way we do this is we check to see if this particular bit is set by ANDing it with this particular mask, and then checking to see if the result is not 0. So your thing would basically look like this. If status and the account valid flag is not equal to 0, then your account is valid. Just tell me you have a status for admin and you didn't use that to conditionally let the click on your Botcoin. Yeah, no, that was intentional. I wanted you guys to be able to modify your Botcoin at first, but now it's no longer the case. And I wanted to prevent myself from easily cheating. I know I can still cheat. Okay, let's go check it out. Missing semicolon, that was on the console.log, and that was on the console.log. Hey, Lord Null Pointer. Okay. Cool. So let's not check this in. I just tested this. I don't really want to change that. So we're now ensuring sprite sheets are downloaded, and we needed to change the login flow a little bit in order for that to work. Yeah, so all in all, this isn't too bad. Ensure sprite sheets are downloaded properly. I was already doing this before this particular commit, but I was doing it in a hacky way. I was downloading all sprite sheets. Instead of just the ones that were necessary to load the arena. Oh, I guess I should do this. And I wasn't waiting for that process to finish before allowing the user to navigate to the arena. I'm now only downloading bot images, MISC images, and the computer tile set. Can that fit over here? No. I'm also using the time between login and showing the news page as a loading screen, even though nothing indicates that loading is happening during that time. Hey, why not? And hey, Hank Dome. Okay, so I know I've typed a lot here, but in order to accommodate this, I had to change the login flow slightly. I don't know if that's really worth saying, but I did. Yeah, it looks good. Okay, cool. Let's check that in. Yeah, it will be nicer for mobile, but in the end, you still need those 5 megabytes worth of stuff. It's just you need it at different times. So on slow connections, it's still gonna load slowly. It's just it'll load one part quickly, and you'll perceive it as being faster. But you're still spending the same amount of time. I could eventually change that a bit, so that actually I guess I kind of already have. You previously had to download like 3 megabytes worth of images that we just never used, and at some point I need to use those in the game. So right now, if you take a look at this. Why can't we edit this? Oh God, what's going on? Your account is not valid. Oh right, I banned myself. Oh right. Well, time to unban myself. Okay, so if we go into here, this image should be using the high detail image, which would make it look like this. And this is not blurry until we finally zoom into like this level. So it would look better than this image over here. Look at the detail on that. Look at that eyeball. Man, it's going to be sweet when you guys can customize your own colors in the game and not have to just watch me do this. I think there's going to be a lot of creativity in Botland. Not from colors and stuff. You guys might mess around with that, sure. But I think in general, just the defenses and everything. This looks pretty silly. Let's give it some color. Why not use a vector? A vector for what, Hemi? Also high. People won't give up even before loading, and also coming back will be fast as much stuff will be cached. Yeah. Hey, OJ. Yeah, so the next thing we're going to do are some of these basic things. This is just a misnamed variable. I called it threshold instead of threshold. And it only exists in 2 places anyway. Yeah, we'll just blanket replace it. Threshold. Now what we really should do, whenever you come across a problem like this, obviously you change the problem, but then you have to think about the class of problem. And the class of problem was that I apparently typed threshold sometimes. So let's search for that too. And we didn't find it. So we'll just do this, threshold. Hopefully this doesn't find anything. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so we're all set. Hey, Kravis Karen. Can make a tiny load bar or something like that? Yeah. I will eventually need to do that. So the word threshold exists in a bunch of places. What is this? d3.min.js. I don't think I want to find minified code here at all. Let's modify JS find to not find star.min. Yeah, so the word threshold appears in a lot of places. That's fine. Oh, wait a second. This is searching vendor code. Don't we not want to search? Nah, whatever. I don't really care. Okay, cool. Well, check that in. Fix typo. I don't think there's anything else worth saying here. That's it. That's all we did. All right, next up is clear the password out of Redux after logging in. I believe we have a function called set login typed values. Set log. Oh, this is wrong. Lobby. Set login type values. Here we go. So let's find out where we're calling this right now. Email address, password. Yeah, we'll do this. So authenticated auth. Here we go. So get user details. Well, even after we've done authenticate, we don't need the password anymore. No. I take that back. It's once we've authenticated, sure. So first clear out your password from Redux. So store.dispatch lobby actions.setLogin type values. Password, no, or empty. It doesn't really matter. So let's try this out now. First, we take a look at debug main.debugstate.lobbyrreducer.password login typed values. Oh, what is this called? Typed values. Yeah. So, and your confirm password and your old password. We'll probably clear out all those things. So it's currently set to password. If we log in and we try it again, it's set to nothing. So we really got to set this for everything. Old password, confirm password. We should probably just make it clear passwords. Why do you need to clear from Redux? I mean, why is it in Redux in the first place? It's in Redux in the first place because this password, for example, let's say you didn't have an account. let's say you came to this page. It's for some convenience features is the short answer. Ran out of memory. What is going on with this right now? Okay, that's weird. Okay, for some reason I can't even load that page. There we go. So yeah, let's say you don't even have an account and you're registering for a new one. So you type in Hideo and you type in your password and you hit connect, and it's like could not log in. Perhaps you're like, oh whoops, I didn't ever register. So you click register. It actually copies this over to the registration form, and that way you can just type in your confirmation password here and you'll be good to go. But yeah, I guess I could have stored that thing in React. I don't know. How'd you get indentation lines active on a tasks file? I've added the following to my user options with still no joy, only on this file type. I'm pretty sure they're active everywhere. You can see them here. So I actually don't know the answer to your question because I'm not just using them on one file, they're on everything. I almost entirely ignore those, by the way, so I don't even really notice them. I think you should probably just activate them everywhere. All right, so we'll have a function here saying clear all passwords. Return type clear all passwords. So typed values, we are going to assign 3 things here. Your password, your old password, and your confirm password. There. Planning on adding some CSS? Yeah. That'll be done eventually. They're active on everything but tasks on mine. Might convert it to TXT and see if it retains its functionality. This could be coming from your plain tasks settings. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how they do this, but look through your plain task settings and see if there's anything obvious there. I don't think I'm doing anything special. Oh, draw indent guide's true. Maybe that's what you want? Alright, clear all passwords, actions, lobby, clear all passwords, client name, this, done, clear out any passwords saved in Redux now that you've logged in. Ooh. Okay, so let's try this. We hit connect, and now everything should be set, yep, to nothing. Oh, but wait, is this wrong? This also doesn't contain your name anymore. I think this is broken. Any advice other programmers should look at JavaScript and run away from the pyramid of braces? I think the only time I've heard something like that is from people who come from a Python background, where you don't have curly braces really anywhere. But I guess I would ask, why do you find this daunting? The curly braces. Because this is just part of the JavaScript syntax, and I think at some point you get used to just almost not even seeing them. Like when I read code, I'm mostly reading the English characters here and not any of the punctuation. Oh, good, Owen Murphy. Yeah, you're from Python. Yeah, to me, it doesn't bother me. But if you are coming from a Python background, it's just something to get used to. Honestly, it works both ways. When people go from a language like C++ to Python, they're like, wait a second, whitespace is important. It wasn't important in C++. And it's hard for them to get used to. So, yeah, I think it'll just take some time. All right, CFO. What was I doing? Clear all passwords. Oh yeah. I am pretty sure I broke this. Yes, I did. So, how? Oh. Yeah. It's not exactly what I wanted to do, huh? Let's just do it this way then. There's probably a more elegant way to do this, but this is just not worth struggling with. So I'll just write it the inelegant way, and that'll be fine. So const type values equals state dot typed values, and then we'll just set these things here. Wait, how did I want to do this? Yeah, this way. this is the way. This is the elegant way to do it. My bad. Done. All right, so that worked out pretty well. Good thing I'd already written that line of code. I didn't want to think about this. You don't have a chair? I have a chair. Hey, Jackie Power. I just also have a standing desk. Okay, so let's try this. This is set to a bunch of stuff. We log in, and everything should be set except for the passwords now. Perfect. So great, we are done. We are not saving that any longer. Wait a second, no, the passwords are never set to begin with. Okay, let's try it this way. We'll click, oh wait, it is set. Oh yeah, there we go. So if we go to register and we type some stuff here, now that's set to test. If we go to forgot password, we actually can't do that. Yeah, and the old password wouldn't show up unless we go to change password. So we have test password, and we click connect, and all that goes to nothing, hopefully. Yeah, great. Okay, so we can check this in. Looks good. Looks good. Looks good. Clear passwords from Redux after logging in. Done. Okay, so kick off the download of Arena Sprite right after you've logged in. Make sure they're loaded. That's done. Make sure to change the comment on this. Did I do that? Ensures that enough spreadsheets are... Yeah, I think there was a to-do in there. I think there was also a to-do in here somewhere. Let's just search for all of these. Should not be done as soon as we... Is this it? No. This is not true anymore. Yeah, that's not true. Just delete that. Eventually, what we should do is stream all the pixie textures. We need to make a needs pixie component. I don't even think this is close to right. Yeah. I think this is just a bad thing to have now. Yeah, I think I should get rid of this. Because we shouldn't ever be trying to use an arena. Yeah. Okay, so what to-dos do we still have? Change this function, so if we already have, yeah. Consider moving this into the camera class itself. Only specify the fields that we actually need here. Change this function to do something like... I don't know what this comment even means, so let's just delete it. Alright, cool. So we got rid of some stuff. Remove dead code. We should probably run the game and make sure it still works. Let's make sure of that. Man, I gotta say, this is pretty great though. Having split out the images now. So yeah, when you finally go into a game, everything's working. You go into the store, all the images are loading. Cool. When entering the arena, make sure to download all the sprite sheets that we'll need. Miscellaneous graphics, required tile set. Download all the arena sprite sheets. Yeah. Alright, we are done with this stuff. Done, done, done. And that's this entire task, right? Make sure we only try fetching an image if we're not already fetching it. Yeah, I never tested this. I'm not totally sure how to test this. I have an idea. So to test this, I should try downloading a sprite sheet twice and enable throttling. Yeah. So let's try that. So here's what we do. This will actually be pretty easy to test, I think. We go into... Hey, Mind Proxy. Yeah, I am. We go into here, and we just call this function twice. So let's do promise 2 here. So we're going to try to download every single one of these twice. And only one of them should work, of course. So let's go make sure that that's the case. So this is console.log attempting to download a sprite sheet that is already loading. And here it is attempting to download a new sprite sheet. So for every one of these that prints out, we should also print out one of these because we're just duplicating this effort. Hey, kazoos. This is not my favorite part of the code splitting streams, is they mostly reactive, but yeah. Are you saying that you'd prefer me to actually split the code? Hey, Jupiter, you must be an imposter because you're not supposed to be on the internet anymore. Hey, I think it worked. Attempting to download a new sprite sheet, attempting to download a sprite sheet that's already loading. Wow, I can't believe I coded this right the first time. Wow, that's impressive. Hey, Sebo Jenko. Yeah, so let's get rid of all these things then, huh? And did I do this correctly? Yeah, Cucumber Owl, it's offline for now. Wow. If we're already loading this, then piggyback off of that Pixie loader. Save the loader directly into the sprite sheet data so that subsequent attempts to load this same sprite sheet can make use of that, of the loader. Now we never null this out. Oh, process that next tick, here it is. We have to allow for the other onComplete functions that have piggybacked to use the loader. Do we though? Yeah, we do. And actually, not even setting this to null, we should just delete it. No, Hideo, I don't think you're the only one. I want it to be at that point too. I think it's going to take a lot of refactoring to get to that point. And to be honest, I'm not sure if that's even what I'm going to pursue after this. Which means that all we'll have done is cut a couple of megabytes off of the download for production, which is still pretty good. But we won't have actually split up code, which is what I spent, 3/4 of a day working on. I have the ability to do it, but I'm not using that ability yet. Oh, in March you're leaving it. Okay, got it, Jupiter. Then you're not an imposter. Yeah, so this is done right now. Get it so that I can only need to download a couple of sprite sheets. Yeah, I didn't do that yet. I think we need to move this somewhere else. I think we need to document all these things still. And yes, I know, Hideo. I know how hyped up you were for the last couple of streams. You thought it's finally happening. And then I expertly dashed your expectations. Yeah, this needs to be changed. I need to fix... Oh, whoops. This can't be there still. Yeah. It's currently basing its decision on string comparisons rather than a type value in the data itself. I should have each sprite sheet know what it belongs to so that I can know whether to download it. Well, yeah, and then Hideo, I think the other thing that's actually pretty hard too is getting it to the point where I can split. Because right now my main class is loading a lot of stuff, and I'll probably need to change a bunch of it. So hopefully we get to that point. So I need to put these things back on my list now. Split up code and reduce this loading time. So that's already written down. That's written down. Looking to Webpack 2, we are done with all of that. Split up code, we haven't actually done. And then finally, we need to download detailed images. Make sure to use detailed sprite sheets eventually. Can I interest you in Emacs org mode? I've tried Emacs before. Emacs org mode for what, Sublime? I don't know if it would help me that much. Okay, cool. So that was a beast of a task. And then lazily loading React components. That's the last part here. Okay, so all we did was set up the foundation for this. Oh, Emacs with org mode. Yeah, I don't know if it would really improve things for me too much. Do you have a moment to talk about? So this is technically done, but then actually splitting up the code. Split up code so that the login page loads faster. Alright, so we got the resources still. Got the part about splitting up the code. This was never done. And then what else is remaining? Yeah, cool. Nice. Well, let's check this in. I'm pretty happy with the progress this week. This console.log shouldn't be there. Minor refactor a small amount of code. I mostly just added comments to clarify what happens around attempting to load a sprite sheet that is already in the process of being loaded. The harvest part, you're right. Unexpected console statement, I got rid of it. Okay, I'm also a little bit worried at this point. So let's push this code because I don't want to lose this. It's been like 2 days, I think, since I pushed. And 2 days of work is more than I'm willing to lose. If I lose an hour of work, it's like, okay, fine. I could just go through the VOD and spend exactly 1 hour just recoding it if I felt like. But 2 days, I think that's too much. No reason to feel like a GUI noob. I think you can say that if someone's being less efficient, but I don't think this is necessarily less efficient. Plus, at least I've got a good workflow set up right now. Okay, so for this stuff, I wonder if I should move this to a completely different section of this. Probably. Yeah, because all this is done now, huh? Just do that. Yeah, that pasted correctly. Stream to code converter. Hey, Patsy boy. So let's do this. Delete the blueprints page altogether. It's too out of date to have it in the code base still. Yeah, this shouldn't be too hard. What is that? Blueprints.html. What is this? What are blueprints? Okay. Well, this was for you guys. It's probably online somewhere, but I don't think it's really necessary. I don't think so, man. Alright, let's clear this out. Blueprints.js. So this entire page, if you're curious what this is that I'm deleting, let's bring it on back to a VOD from a long time ago. An error occurred. There it is. So let's go back to VODs from like day 88 or something. Just click one of these. And let's see. Can we find the blueprints page? The answer is no, we can't. Apparently I just never played the game in this. Let's go to this one. Man, there was some day where I worked on this. When was this? I thought it would just be almost any of these days. Let's go to something like... Oh, we're on day like 277 or something, right? Yeah, I guess this is super long ago. Prototyping new game mechanics. It was probably around here. Yeah. Is it in here? I want to show you guys this dialogue. Oh, there it is. That was the dialogue. This is back when I was wearing lights around my neck. Just generally looking like an idiot. Yeah, so this page. This was the blueprints page. You could see all the different blueprints you had outside of a game. There is no looking at blueprints outside of a game anymore. Oh, you found it, Lepko. Good job. UFO legs. What was it? It was EJ's quote. Where was that thing? Ah, yeah. Quote 41. Was Handmade Hero an inspiration for this? No, I haven't actually watched any of Handmade Hero. Alright, so yeah, let's get rid of this. And we need to get rid of all of the actions that were used by this and anything that references this. Oh, Hideo knows all the commands. I don't even know these. Play overlay button. Is this used anywhere else? Nope. Oh man, none of this stuff is being used anymore. So play overlay button. Are there any styles that are used here? Yep. Play button overlay. Okay, so we can just get rid of these two things. Yeah. Alright, so delete this. We're going to get rid of a lot of code. Remove. And then, so that's finished. Oh well, it's not totally finished yet. Play button overlay. That can just be removed. dyslexia. Yeah. Those were the days. Alright, so this is on the blueprint page, which is going to go away. So we can just delete this if we want. The whole file is going to go away. So these are both marked as finished. What do we have remaining? Just blueprints in general. Does anything use this anymore? No. Nothing's even calling into this. In fact, if I search for import.star/b blueprints, oh, something does import it. Setup React. Well, well, well. Let's get rid of that. Route path equals blueprints. So we had open settings menu. All right, that's still used. Get base64 image data is still used. Get hardware configuration is still used. On purchase salvage still used, and on play, which is join game, which is still used. So we can just get rid of this stuff now. Nailed it. I think yeah, if you just type quote, you get a random quote. Is it correct that this channel is not related to programming in any way, but entirely around memes? Yes, definitely. And Patsy Boy, you got follow age. You could check it on your old account if you wanted to, or something like that. All right, so next up, these things are fine. Transition add blueprint. Set blueprint details. As long as this is used anywhere outside of this, we're okay. Yes, we are okay. All right, so we can delete this whole function too. Now what? Any styles in here? Yeah, 2. Blueprints page and blueprint content. This is in blueprints.less, and they're both here. We're going to delete this whole file. Oh, it's not even being used anymore. Blueprints.less. Seriously? Oh, it is. Oh, okay, fine. Well, now it's gone. Delete that too. You see what happens when you guys type follow list, follow age? Because it says you've been following my channel, it now spams my chat with these highlights. All right, well, as long as everybody's spamming this, let me link you in one more thing. Hi. I wonder why I had that print out. Probably it's not needed anymore. All right, so that's done. The blueprints page is now gone, which means these styles can be done away with. Pre-game header, Bob podium, hardware loadout, blueprints footer. That is probably also going to be gone, huh? Ooh, and maybe bot icon too. What kind of keyboard is it? Yeah, Banana linked it in. And it must be a lot of code so far. You betcha. And it's September 8th. Although really, there's not much difference between September 8th and August 9th in terms of days. So blueprints footer, all that's going to have to go away too. Blueprints footer. The less file for that as well. Is that where we left off so far? Yeah. Workbench actions, that's okay. So it's just those. I think this is the best way to trim all of this down. It's just function by function. Get rid of the things that are definitely not references to anything else. My player state, yeah. So the only thing we have left to do really is blueprints footer. And there's on create, and that might not be needed anymore. This.create blueprint, which I've already gotten rid of apparently. Div current file, create blueprint, transition into edit. Okay, fine. Power Rangers. Are you using Git on a remote location? What happens if somebody took a baseball bat to your computer? Yeah, it's on a remote location, and I have backups all over the place. Texio, what I want to know is where have you copy pasted that so that you can always recall it now? Or did you just remember it? Alright, so this is it. We can go delete the blueprints page. Goodbye, blueprints. Next up is blueprints footer. Got it. So what do we have in here? Bot icon. Is that used from anywhere else? Import bot icon? Nope. Guess we're getting rid of bot icon too. Recoding these things shouldn't be too bad if I ever need them, but I hopefully won't ever need them. But that's why we have version control. And Haley. So bot icon can be gone. Let's get rid of that first. What does this use? What styles? Also, I guess we got to get rid of the blueprint footer styles as well. Bot icon name, bot icon menu. Let's just do this. Bot icon. Where does this come from? Where are you, Mersham? In order for me to find out, you need to check your time. So your time is 69 hours and 53 minutes. And then we need to figure out where that puts you. Open database? No, not that. Actually, I guess we don't need to do that first step. We just go into time, sort by this. No, wait, the other way around though, right? Okay, and now we find Mersham, who is definitely lower than 250. Or we do it this way, 70 times 60 times 60. 252,000. I don't know if that second... Yeah, so you are... right here, 298. That's where you are. I didn't even think about that, Lefko. And no, by satellite, I'm not trying to grow a beard. I'm just too lazy to shave right now. Negative timing, I don't know why that happened. Alright, Echo. See ya. Alright, bot icon needs to go away. Let's look at .less files. We have bot icon. That's going to go away. We're probably using this somewhere else, though. Oh, it's going to be frustrating. Yeah. Alright, well, let's get rid of... Well, let's search for this fine. Styles.bot icon is not used anywhere outside of bot icon. What about these other ones? So far, so good. Still good. That's fine. Selected bot icon. That's fine. That's fine. Oh, we found a problem. Bot icon image is used in a couple different places. So we needed to just put this inside of wherever that page was. What is this? Blueprint selector icon. There. No, it doesn't, Patsy boy. You know, Twitch just announced that Drops program. And that's what Hideo was talking about. But I wonder if I should try to incorporate that. So this thing's going to be deleted entirely. We're just removing dead code right now. Bot icon. Okay, so all the styles that we were using are gone. Generic base 64. All this stuff is, yeah, pretty much safe to just delete, I think. Yeah, let's delete it. Goodbye, bot icon. Yeah, if you look at Twitch drops, where's the page? Twitch blog. I haven't really looked into this too much. But yeah, no problem, Terran Boss. And hi, by the way. Okay, so bot icon was used by the blueprints footer, which is what we're in the process of deleting. So this is totally gone now. So we can just delete all of this. Render create icon. What is this? Just a div? Create new blueprint icon. Oh, God. All right. We got to look up these 4 things. Yeah, this is blueprintsfooter.less. I just want to make sure they're not used anywhere else. So far, so good. Yeah. Let's go delete this. Yeah, getting rid of hard work. So all the styles are gone. Num empty base. Does this get used anywhere? Do I even care? I don't think I care. Get editing blueprint ID. Create icon. Okay, all that stuff's done. So I think we can finally remove blueprints footer. Yeah. So let's delete this thing too. She's not here. Okay, so I think these things are all finished. That's done. That's apparently not. But that's just because it's contained in other things. So that's technically done. The blueprints page itself. And yeah, Forgirl, I think it can be tough. But this is all relatively detached from the rest of the code base. There might be some styles I overlooked. We'll have to take a look. Also, I guess I wanted to capitalize blueprints. How do I search case sensitive? There we go. Yep. So what's tough is that this is an English word, so it's never going to be gone from the code base. But I don't have any code using it right now. So that's good. So does this run? Do we have any linting problems with this stuff? No linting issues, no less issues. Let's try running it. I have a feeling something's gonna break. Also, I removed the code itself, but there's also some assumptions I'd made which I now need to revert. Yeah, I mean, this looks like it's fine. We can try updating it. Yeah, so the game is still running. Feeling dangerous. Yeah. And can we attack people? I don't know what these bots even do, but I'm going to put them down. You must place 4 more bots. Oh, right, they're the fiery bots. I remember. Well, we don't have any errors, so we're probably good. Yeah, I think we're good. What is this? Oh, you're watching it in two browsers. I was like, am I wearing the same shirt on a different day? And then I realized, no, these are the same everything. All right. Yeah, I think this is everything. I think we are done. Other than those assumptions that I'd mentioned, which are all taking place right now in here, I'm pretty sure. This file's kind of crazy. But a lot of this was like update on the account server if necessary. Some of these are going to change. I'm just going to write a note up here. Note, some functions in this file were written under the assumption that blueprints could be edited outside of a game, because that used to be possible. As of now, that is no longer possible, and it's not something I'm looking to support. I could support it in the future. It's just, yeah. Hey, Arwen, no. So what we should see is a lot of code that got removed. Yeah. So 100 lines, it's like 225, 300, so like 330 something lines, and then a few that were added. So yeah, getting rid of about 300 lines of code from the database, or from the code base, that's pretty good. Less to maintain. Oh wait, these are removed lines as well, so it's actually more than that. Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, Power Rangers. My to-do list is novel length. Look at this, 2,800 lines. This is only one to-do list. I have something like 5 or 6 for Botland. So there's the day-to-day to-do that you see on stream most of the time. That's that tab. Then there's ps.txt. That's post-stream to-do. That's at like 1,100 lines or something. Then there's the low priority stuff, the before release, the post release, the marketing list. It's a bunch of these. We're never going to get done with this. But hey, this part's done at least. Remove dead code around blueprints page. I got rid of blueprints footer, etc. I still have some assumptions in the code base, most likely in actions/workbench, that revolving around editing blueprints outside of a game, which shouldn't really be possible anymore. So some code still needs to be updated. Alright, oh, there we go. So these things are done. So we can move this to the bottom of the list. Cool. So many bugs. Alright, is there any easy thing I can do here? This is done. Game server termination problem I never fixed yet. We're gonna have to do that stuff. Oh yeah, I said, oh man. That straw poll. Where is that straw poll? Here. You guys had voted for... So area repair I did 2 weeks ago. Emplacement missiles I did last week. And then this week I would have to do concussion missiles if I were to get to them, which means it's either today or tomorrow that I do them. I don't know about doing these at all, to be honest. I think we probably just save them for next week. or at some point in the future, because I only have 4 of these. This concussion missiles are probably the easiest to code, and maybe shield melee. Maybe those are the 2 easiest to code. Cleaving melee, I don't think is going to be easy, and reactive cloaking. They're not super complex, but I got to write test cases for all this stuff. I'm still not done with emplacement missiles, writing the tests for those. So I don't know if there will be new hardware this week. But what I'm planning on working on tomorrow is fixing up the UI. In particular, this page. This page should hopefully get a lot better. It should look like this. No, wait, whoops. Not that. This. Yeah, it should look like this page. Now, we don't have avatars in the game right now, so you won't have bot icons anywhere. But at the very least, centering this and making sure it looks nice. That'll be good. The only thing that matches this document right now is the edit and attack buttons. The other thing I need to figure out is how to get your ranking. Right now we have the top 100 players. Oh yeah, botline's offline. We have the top 100 players that I can get, but I need to get an arbitrary player's ranking. And I don't know how to do that without keeping track of every single person. Like I could generate that once a day and then look you up, but you probably want to see that as it changes. I'm not sure. Looks like or is exactly. Probably looks like. But I think that's probably it for today. So let me take a quick straw poll right now. Adam is probably done streaming coding for now. What would you prefer to see next? So Secret of Mana Part 2. Well, as in I played originally. Magic Carpet 2 Part 1. Because I haven't even started that game. Or I'll just allow multiple poll answers. That's probably it. I don't know who suggested Redash. Redash. Is that... Oh yeah. I can tell you who suggested this. Because I wrote it down too. Kenso Dev. If defense is a shield, attack's gotta be a sword. Yeah, we don't have that icon though. Oh, Magic Carpet 2, I really should link in. Yeah, it's this game. So it's either a game from 1996 or a game from 1993. But this game is actually pretty cool. But I haven't bought it yet, so it would take me some time to set up. So Secret of Mana Part 2, that's what's winning. Alright, I am going to go offline for probably about like 5-10 minutes, just take a short break. And when I come back, I will stream Secret of Mana. If you want to see what this game is before I actually broadcast it, it was a Super Nintendo game, like I said, made about 24 years ago. And Part 1 was here. It's not the most interesting thing to watch. It'll just be a hangout stream. And if you do want to watch me code, tomorrow will be the day for you then. I'll probably work on the UI. Why isn't continue coding an option? Today, I've been online for what, 2.5 hours? I think that's pretty good for a Thursday stream. Normally I'm online for 8 hours on most streams. So yeah, 2.5 hours and like some time to play games. So I'll be back, like I said, in about 10 minutes. I'll see you guys then. Take care.